So, I'm fall obsessed. Like the basic white girl that I am. You just gotta, own up to it. My coffee! Now, we can start. In a witch's brew cup, because would I be me without it? No, I wouldn't. Hey, hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel, my book loving friends. Today, we're getting into my fall TBR. Yay! So, it's October. I'm late to the game. We know this. This is normal. It's great. I have not filmed a TBR in months because I never stick to them. So I was like, you know what? I think seasonal TBRs are the place to be because still not gonna read all of them. I have a very, very, very large fall TBR that I'm not gonna get to, but it's my favorite time of the year. It's my favorite season of the entire year. It is my birthday season. I just turned 23 on September 30th, so happy birthday to moi. But let's get into this because this is going to be a very long video. So there are 1,000,001 readathons this beautiful season, especially in October. But in October, there's only 2 readathons that I definitely will be participating in, but we will get to that throughout the video and you guys will go ahead and see even more. But to start off the video, I want to go ahead and start with the book club picks. Okay, so let's start with the book clubs. So the first book club that I'm going to go ahead and mention is the Full Moon Book Club hosted by Jan from Readathons, one of my booktube besties here on this channel. If you guys do not know, Jan has a book club where she goes ahead and actually picks beautiful, wonderful books each and every single month, and she has a live show each and every single full moon of every single month. So the book club pick for this month, the month of October, is A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. The picture will be here. And mentioning Jan, the readathon I will be participating in will be Saphicathon. Saphicathon will be taking place on this day. I can't remember off the top of my head. And Saphicathon is a 24-hour readathon that Jan from Readathons and Jesse from Both Sides and Books, they both actually go ahead and host this each and every single month. It's usually in the form of a 24-hour readathon, and it's where you read sapphic books for 24 hours. And A Lesson in Vengeance, I'm gonna keep saying vengeful, I'm sorry. A Lesson in Vengeance is a very, very, very sapphic book, and according to Jan, there's like no men, so it's already at like at least a 3-star for me, okay? Now, let's go get into the other book club pick I will be participating in. So the other book club pick I will be reading will be Velvet Was a Night by Silvia Moreno Garcia, and I'll be reading this for the Brujas and Books book club, which is a book club hosted by 2 other my booktube besties, which is Naomi from Naomi's Library and Cami from Burrows and Books. They host a Latinx book club. Each and every single month they pick books written by Latinx authors, and I can't wait to get to this because I really enjoyed Mexican Gothic, so I have a good feeling that I'm really gonna love this. And since we are already on the topic of Naomi and Camila, I wanted to go ahead and actually already start by letting you guys know that the other readathon I plan on actually participating in this month is going to be Stabathon, which is being hosted by Saf from Riverdale Greens, Naomi from Naomi's Library, and Camila from Burrows and Books. This is a slasher type of readathon that I'm definitely going to be participating in. But I am in a reading slump, so I'm not going to create a specific TBR just for Stabathon. I'm actually going to go ahead and actually try to fulfill a whole bunch of prompts to the entire TBR that I actually have. There is just one actual book in general that I will be using for the specific slasher prompt, and I'm actually going to also put all their announcement videos all down in the description below, so you guys can go ahead and check all of their announcement videos, as well as check out their channels, because all 3 of them have not only TBRs for Stabathon but also recommendations for Stabathon, and they have all done very, very, very beautifully. And I'll also link their Instagram down below. Go check all of it out. It'll all be in the description. But the one book I will be specifically reading for the slasher prompt is going to be The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. This was actually gifted to me by Naomi for my birthday, so thank you so much, Naomi. I'll be reading this during your readathon, so have fun. All I know is that it stars a whole bunch of final girls, which is just the girls that survive at the end of slasher movies, and things happen. I don't really know. I don't really need to. It's Grady Hendrix. It's an automatic purchase for me anyway, and Naomi did that purchase for me, so thank you very much, Naomi. The next section of this whole TBR, I'm actually going to go ahead and just dive into my rereads. So the first reread is actually a reread I've been reading for a while now, but I definitely want to finish within the fall season, definitely before the end of the year, because I've been reading her for a while and she just gives me a whole bunch of fall vibes. And that book is, book's in my room, I'm not going to go ahead and get it, but it's A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J Maas. I have been rereading this. If you guys do not know what this is about, this is the 5th book in the ACOTAR series by Sarah J Maas, which you guys know it is my favorite series of all time, and this is my favorite book of all time. I just relate to Nesta. If you guys did not know, the series, the first half of the series stars Feyre, and you follow Feyre's story, and then this is kind of like a spin-off series where you actually follow her sister Nesta and her story, and I related the most to Nesta that I've ever related to, and the mental health rep in this book is phenomenal, so I'm very excited for this book, okay? So the next book I really want to reread, I'll probably end up, there is Vampathon that I kind of also want to participate in. There are a lot of Readathons, like a lot, but there is a actual readathon called Vampathon, and I may or may not participate in it. It depends on my mood, but I really do want to read A Dowry of Blood. If you guys do not know, I fell in love with this book just a couple months ago, and I want to seriously dive back into the world. If you guys did not know, this book is a polyamorous Dracula story, so all you need to know, go into that, just knowing that portion. This book made me sob my eyes out. Could not get enough of it. I absolutely loved it, and the beautiful, beautiful writing I am a sucker of. So I actually really want to annotate this book, which is why I really want to reread it. So, and the last book I really want to reread this beautiful season, which I'm most likely going to get to very, very soon, is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I honestly just cannot wait to go back and experience V.E. Schwab's writing in this book. It was just so like flowery and magical. It was just it was actually beautiful, and I really want to dive back in now. I was in the middle of a reread like in January, but I kind of just put her down, but I want to start her all over again because I never got to annotate, and I really want to annotate with my beautiful, beautiful gold tabs. Inspiration by Jan, by the way. And I just want to dive back in and then just fall in love with her all over again. This book briefly is about Addie LaRue, who makes a deal with a demon to live forever, but the thing is that she lives forever but nobody ever remembers her until one day she walks into a bookstore and meets Henry, and he remembers her, and it kind of goes from there. So this is a beautiful, beautifully written story, and I cannot wait to dive back into this world. And this is where chaos begins. I need to move my TBR card because there are a lot of books on here. Okay, so now every single book here I am not going to give synopsis for because we're going to be here forever if I do. There's literally a million books on here, so we're kind of just going to go through them. I'll let you guys know why I really want to read them, and then we'll go from there. So the first book I really, really, really want to get to, not just this book, but just this author at least, that is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I really also want to get to Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. Riley Sager is a very popular author here on BookTube, and I really want to dive into Home Before Dark and Lock Every Door. Not gonna lie, I will say I am the most intrigued in both of them because their covers attract me the most, but I also have heard wonderful things about both of them, so can't wait to dive into that. The next book I am stupidly excited for is Ace of Spades by Farida Abiki. Dang it. Iamidi. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. If not, someone please let me know how to pronounce her name correctly. But this is, of course, Ace of Spades. All I know about this book is that it takes place in a school, there's a mystery, and everybody's obsessed. I've had this book since the day it came out and haven't read it yet for I don't even know what reason. It is one of my most anticipated releases of the entire year, and I cannot wait to dive into the story and just be obsessed like everybody else is. And the next book is actually a gift I just received recently, and that is Kingdom of the Wicked. This is probably going to end up being a buddy read with Jan because she is reading this for one of her upcoming snake vlogs that she's actually going to be reading, and I'm very excited about that vlog, so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned on Jan's channel for that. That's going to be a very good vlog. I can't wait for that. But me and her probably will be reading this. I have absolutely no idea. All I know is that the cover is beautiful. There's witches and apparently snakes, and I just really want to read it, and it tells me it's October, so I'm gonna read it, hopefully. It's hot. Why did I make hot coffee? I don't know. And, well, since I was drinking out of my witch's brew, the next book I really am so excited to read is Dear the Witching by Alexis Henderson. I cannot wait to get to this book. I tried reading this for Summerween, but I just was not in the mood for it. So I actually have the audiobook to this, so hopefully I can read this possibly for Stabathon, so keep an eye out. I don't really know. I'll have to be in the mood for it though, because the writing is a little complex for my very teeny tiny little pea brain to understand, so we're gonna have to go from there. And the next book will come to surprise absolutely no one, because it's been on a million TBRs and I have no idea why I haven't freaking read it yet, but I have to read it before the year ends, and that of course is Ray Bear by Jordan Fuego. I cannot wait to read this book. One, the cover is everything. You can't tell me otherwise. You really can't. And I just know I'm going to devour this story. It just, if you haven't looked up the synopsis to this book, please go check it out. It is just, if you're into fantasy or if you're into reading and books, check the synopsis out. I promise you, you'll want to read this book. I cannot wait to dive into this book, and I'm just here for it. Also, this is actually also sapphic, so you can read this for Saphicathon. There you go. Do it. And this next book is literally just because of Issa and Issa alone, and that of course is Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. Circus. There's red and black on the cover, which is for some reason makes me very aesthetically happy. All I know is that there's, I think, magic, but I know there's a circus involved, and it's compared to The Greatest Showman as per Olivia Reads a Latte. So I know that Issa is obsessed with this book, and because of that and that alone, I need to read this book as soon as I possibly can. And this book is just a book that I've had my eyes on, and for some reason has been staring at me, so I think I might actually pick it up very, very soon. And that book is The City of Brass by S.A. Dang it, I'm gonna mispronounce this. Chakraborty? I don't know if I'm saying that right, I'm sorry. All I know is that this is a fantasy that's highly, highly beloved here on BookTube. And the cover, also everything. I'm a basic bitch, alright? I like books that everyone talks about, and I'm a sucker for a really good cover. Just, I can't help it. But all I know is that this is a really, really beloved fantasy, and she is absolutely huge. So, and the next book I'm extremely excited to get to and have to get to, by all means necessary, is of course Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. I have a video idea that I want to film this actual book in. So I'm kind of waiting for some things to come in so I can actually film that. But nonetheless, I'm desperately wanting to get into this. One, the actual cover alone just says fall to me. And it's Sarah J. Maas. There's no other explanation. She also just dropped the cover of the second book in this series that's coming out in February 2022, and I am just here for it, okay? I'm here for it. There's nothing else to say. Talking about Sarah J. Maas. The next book on this shelf, not even shelf, the next book on this TBR is The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. If you guys did not know, this is a book literally dedicated to Sarah J. Maas, and I have to get to it. It's giving me fall vibes. No other words. I need to do it. I just need to get my ass on it, okay? And the next book, of course, more witches. The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. There's witches in the book. There's nothing else that has to be said. That's it. That's the only reason. Of course I'm reading this. Like, can you not tell by all the witches stuff that's on my shelves alone? And the next one is kind of a big deal on BookTube. It's The Beautiful by Renee Audier. This is a signed copy of it. The cover, once again, beautiful. Vampires, that's all it takes for me. Anissa may or may not be reading this as well, so hopefully we can do that together. And then this book, I've been saving this book specifically for October, and there's a reason for it. That is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. All I know about this book is that, so this does follow Yadriel, who is trying to get acceptance from his Latinx family about his gender. I believe he is a transgender male, and he is trying to get accepted by his Latinx family that he can still be a brujo even though he is a male and a man. So he tries to actually go to the school and summon up a ghost. I believe he tries to summon up his cousin, but he actually summons up the school bad boy, and the longer that school bad boy is there, the less Yadriel wants to let him go, okay? And I'm very excited about this. I don't care. I'm here for it. I can't wait. I can't wait. And the next book I might actually be picking up as well for Stabathon is The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas. BookTube's the only reason I wanted to pick this up. I don't actually know if this is YA or middle grade, but it's extremely short, and I know that I believe there are ghosts involved. So That's my only reasoning. It doesn't take much for me to pick up a book. I'm realizing this. I know this already. Next, of course, I mean, this is gonna come to no surprise to anyone, which is Steeped in Gold by CNN Smart. Did I say that right? I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But witches, that's all I have to say. It takes nothing else. If there are witches in the title, I'm picking it up. I'm picking it up. There's nothing else that I can do. Sorry, I can't help it. This next book is probably going to end up being a buddy read with Anissa because we just really want to buddy read this for some reason. It's Crave by Tracy Wolf. I will say the deckled edges, not here for it, but I can deal with it. It's fine. All I know is that there's vampires, and for some reason this gives me Twilight vibes. Haven't read Twilight since I was in like middle school, so I don't really know how I'm gonna feel about this book, but I know Anissa's dying to read it, so this may or may not turn into a buddy read with Anissa, so stay tuned for that. Okay, and this next book is a book that I honestly can't wait to get to. I need to get to this book ASAP, and I might actually get to it for Stabathon because there is a prompt where it's like child's play, and it's to read a book that I believe has a child or a doll in the title. I mean, in the book. God. And that book is Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. I need to read this book. Everyone's obsessed. I'm obsessed with the cover. I mean, how can you not? How can you not? I need to read this book ASAP because I just know it's a story I'm going to love, and that I haven't read it yet is a crime. Arrest me. I should have read this already. And the next book, the cover is beautiful. It is absolutely stunning, okay? And that is The Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron. Cover alone, I don't have to say anything else. The cover is superb, absolutely superb. And the next book, of course, there's witches involved. Jan actually got me this book, so I'm very, very happy about that. And that is The Ravens by, are there two authors? Apparently there are two authors. Did not know there are two authors, but by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. I know that this has sororities. Cover is amazing, and there are witches. All I know, all I need. I'm excited. I can't wait. Okay. This next stack is not just like one book, but it's two series, but it's one author, so I'm just gonna include it all so we don't have to go through 5 different books, okay? That is just V.E. Schwab and everything she's ever written. I really want to read the Gathering the Shadow series as well as the Fishes series because I've heard nothing but great things, and they match aesthetically, and that makes me very happy for some reason. These next 4 books are actually also these next 4 books are actually also from all the same author, and I need to finish the series because I can't stop thinking about the series. And of course is the Wicked Villain series by Katie Robert. I love Katie Robert, and I cannot wait to finish this series because I need to read everything she's ever owned. But this series in particular, I have to get to immediately because if I don't, it's a crime to myself. It just is. Okay, there are 4 more left. I've like sped through these books. I'm very proud of myself. Alright, so this next book is actually a very floppy book I'm very excited about. And that is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. It's a classic. She is floppy. Very, very floppy. I actually got this at Barnes & Noble when I did that vlog with Anissa. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out. But I'm very excited to get to this. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, if I am being honest with you, but your girl really wants to get into a classic, and I've heard nothing but great things about this, so let's see how that goes, shall we? This next book was actually gifted to me by Anissa, and that is Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Mendoza Garcia. Can't wait to get to this just because, you know, I'm obsessed. There's no other word for it, okay? There's no other word. This next book was actually gifted to me by Jan from Readathons for my birthday, and that is The Wicker King by Kay Akram. I believe there's magic. The cover, stunning, and for some reason, he reminds me of Stefan from the Vampire Diaries. And that makes me want to read it even more. It's very glossy. Sorry. We made it! This is the last one on the list. You guys know for a damn fact I am not going to read all of these. We know this. It's fine. I've accepted it. But I am still very excited about all of them. So the last book on this list is, of course, Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. Does this actually give off any legitimate spooky vibes? No, but I know I'm gonna crave this book soon. And I just need to get to her ASAP. I have owned this book for quite some time, actually. But I really just want to dive into Penelope Douglas. I've never read anything Penelope Douglas, so I am very excited to kind of really dive into this. I believe it's a bully romance, but I'm not entirely sure, so I'm gonna have to sprinkle a little bit of romance because I still need my romance in my life. Oh, I have to take a thumbnail. That's gonna be impossible. That's the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys are actually reading for fall, 'cause I'm very excited. I am super excited for this season. I cannot wait to participate in all these readathons, and I'll see you guys in a video coming soon. Bye.